Okay, let me just kind of do a quick thumbnail explanation for you folks about what the problem is in the Middle East, which is a very mysterious region. It's not inscrutable, that's a little further east, but it is a mysterious area. The problem there, of course, is Hamas, but that's an oversimplification because Hamas is actually a front for Iran, which takes its orders from Cuba, which gets their orders from Hamas. I hope that clears that up. Then again, Israel is a front for the U.S., which is a front for Israel, so what are you going to do? As I say, it's mysterious, and people come to me and ask me questions about this to clear that up. They say, Bill, well, why would there be these suicide bombers there? Why can't they just drop their bombs from airplanes like civilized people? It's very difficult to know, and the poverty is mysterious. Palestinians, they face a great deal of poverty, and no one knows why, despite studies that have been undertaken by Israel, inconclusive studies, using high-tech study jets and learning tanks to try to get to the bottom of it, which brought the Red Cross in there, which said that there was a humanitarian crisis created by Israel in this way. But folks, I have always said, you're either with the Red Cross or you're with us. Basically, is what it comes down to. But it's a complex region, as the speaker tonight will go into. You want to try to achieve some balance there. Israel and Palestine are very near each other. One is just over the other or around it or something like that. But they're trying to work together. They're trying to learn. For example, Palestinians are starting to learn to appreciate Israeli foods, such as hummus. And the Israelis, of course, are beginning to adopt Palestinian customs, such as having land and this kind of thing. And but we hope that the occupation that is there will continue long enough to bring democracy and happiness as it has in Iraq and Afghanistan. The State Department has spoken out on this. Hillary has reiterated our unshakable, durable, fundamental support for Israel. Also unquestioning and unconditional, not to mention unquestionable, unconscious, unquenchable, and basically uncanny. The speaker tonight will tell you that the root of the problem is occupation, and that is true. The Arab occupation of Israel for 2,000 years, and of course a lot of people say that they should recognize Israel. Other people say that Israel doesn't recognize Palestine. Most of the people who say this are in custody. But hey, multiple narratives is really what made Israel the only democracy in the Middle East until now. Goddammit, now we have a problem. Now we have other democracies poking their way into our business of democracy. But some people have wondered, aloud, by the way, whether the Israeli Defense Forces should take more precautions before shooting at Gazan fishermen, farmers, and meadow scavengers. Why do these people hate Jews? No one knows. Even the Israeli combat soldiers who have described killing and brutalizing and humiliating Palestinian civilians. Why do these Jews hate Jews? We're trying to find this out. It's going to be a long time before we do. However, you're going to hear mention of something even more sinister than that tonight, which is the boycott movement and divestment movement and sanctions movement, which is masquerading as one movement altogether. Tries to hide itself under its initials, BDS, but if you hear that, you know what that is. You run for cover. Anyway, I as it happens, have with me a little song on this subject. And some of you will recognize the tune, but the words have been salvaged. Pack up all your cares and woes, social conscience, there it goes. I buy apartheid. Dispossession I pursue, because this land is not for you. I buy apartheid. I don't see the suffering of others. They'd all move away if I had my druthers. God gave me your water and land, that's why I buy Israeli brands. Apartheid I buy. This time you're asking yourself, how does he know? How does he know so much? And it's true, I do know a great deal. I study, I read the internet every day, cover to cover. And sometimes I have lunch with Bibi if I need to fill in some holes. I don't know if you've ever been to one of these Israeli-Chinese restaurants. Quite good, although half hour later you're hungry for landing in. Anyhow, where was I? Ah, yes. Bulldoze all your olive trees that you've grown for centuries. Bye, bye, natives. I was here before you were, now I'm back, you must defer. Bye, bye, natives. International law can't understand me. That human rights stuff they all hand me. 'Cause I've caused my brother's plight, somehow I can sleep at night. Apartheid, bye-bye.
Thank you very much. And that, by the way, for those of you who don't recognize him, was actually Dave Lippman. Please give him a hand.